to put some of our sprouted seeds into pots with dirt. I think I have everything mostly ready this time. And we have a little corgi down here to keep us company. She wants belly rubs, but the table's too high for her to come up and join us. So we have our seeds again, and we've added more. Did I forget to bring? I think I did. We have a scoop. Did not bring the scoop. Scoop is important. All right, scoop, scoop, scoop. And I have labels this time. One of the things that has been impressed upon me as very important from a lot of the YouTube videos is to label your seedlings. Label them. Ooh, I just squish a thing in the door. Oh, a little puppy keeps sitting in front of me because she wants pet so bad. All right, scoop. Important thing. All right, so hi. All right, let's make sure I can read chat. Hopefully I have the right device here. And the chat is actually ready. I think you do have the right device. Awesome. All right, so previously I was very concerned about our pumpkins, but it looks like pumpkin and squash just need a few extra days. These were put in water to soak on June 6th. June 6th. Oh, I'm not even in chat yet. How you saying? All right, cool. So I was putting these into soak on June 6th. And finally, today's the 13th. They have sprouted, and so I took them out the next day. Next day? Maybe like 2 or 3 days later. No, I took them out the next day. I tried to take everything out. So this is what happens after 7 days of being in the paper towel method for our watermelon, or not pumpkin, our pumpkin. We actually have sprouts. Like they all decided to pop out at once. I thought these were duds. I honestly thought these were duds. They're not, which is great. And I didn't bring one of the trays in here to put the final products, or the final pots, but that's fine. So, last time you saw that I was digging out the sod, the peat, the little peat pods that have the mesh. Well, we've totally redone that. All those peat pods have been opened up, dumped into here, and squished up because they were dry. And so now I can easily just scoop it out of a container. We also have Miracle-Gro seed starting potting soil, which is what I used last time. It's going to be a mix of both. I'll probably put like a scoop of this, a scoop of that, maybe a scoop of that, a scoop of this. It'll be a mix. All right, so yes, excited about those. All right, labels, as I mentioned, have been imported upon me through many YouTube videos. They are quite necessary. So these are pumpkin sprouted on 6/6. So I'm just going to write pumpkin 6/6. Because I only have one type of pumpkin. Now, if I get more pumpkins, those ones will be called pumpkin variety, whatever it is. These ones happen to be jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. So I think we'll go scoop of this, scoop of that. Because this stuff is specifically made for stronger roots. And that's what we want. So we want that in the bottom part. At least that's my logic. And some of these do have like these watermelon ones. Have really long roots right now. That's what I'm looking for. need to get my own set of tweezers soon. Juno's going to want to use these sometime at the same time I want to use them, so we need to figure this out. Now this one is excellent. We're going to pull this one up first. Grab it gently. Like, he's out of the seed completely. Oh no, he's like fully in here. Oh my goodness. Alright, maybe we'll do that one last. Alright, this one seems to be relatively free. Alright. Want to make sure those roots go down. We have a nice fuzzy, and we do have a head, like a nice little sproutling started at the top there. So I find a great way to grab it very gently and drop it in there. Give it a little structure. We're going to cover this one up a bit because it does have fuzzy roots right at the top there. I'm going to do my best to still try and have that a little bit of green we see poking out. But because it was in a little box like that, kind of confined, it's out at a weird angle that it probably normally wouldn't be at had we had it out a little sooner. But roots are pointing down. It is our 6/6 pumpkin. That's our first one for the evening. Alright, now we got these other ones. Man, so these have like really taken a root in here. It seems we do have a dud. Everything else sprouted, and this one guy's just chilling. No tail, no nothing in here. So, that's what we work on. He's going to have to come out last. That one has many roots, and they are actually inside the paper towel, so I may have to do some of the cutting away of the paper towel. That makes the hole for the root. So a lot of these do have pretty intense roots. Let's see if this guy's ready to, if I can pry it away from the paper towel. Yeah, good. Oh man, his root's so long though. I don't want to coil the root up too much, but I might have to get him in here. That in, and we want the part that is not actually a root, but is actually part of the stem to be sticking out. There we are. Now he still has his seed attached. Oh, you know what? These guys need a little bit of water as I put them in. Let me get I'm gonna switch out the water that's in there for the plant food, which kind of sucks. The plant food stinks. That's all right. So we're gonna pour it in over here. Be a little bit of water plant food mix going on. All right, had to concentrate a bit on that. All right. So I really need to label this as well, because now this is now plant food, not just water. There we are. It's one of the weird things about the peat. It fluffs up when you get it wet. Very strange. And that pools. The doggy is just so crazy right now. Alright. we'll just label this plant food. Oops, plant FOD. Let's try that again. Because I also made plant look really funny. Plant food. Don't want to try and, I don't know, so you try to spray. Or you get confused with, there's still need another label for pumpkin. Pumpkin 6. I have the trays currently outside. I have one more that needs to go into there before we start cutting out of the big one. And I did get a second bag of this potting soil for seed starting mix today, which is awesome. I won't say I planned ahead, but I knew I was getting low. Finger. This guy can easily just be dropped in there. And I want to see the top of the seed just a little bit, like I do with all of them. Like I have this need to see what's going on. That was like my big thing. I had no idea what was happening while they were completely under the soil. And this way, when I had them in the sort of clear containers, I could see what was going on, see that they were making progress. I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? 6. What is it called when you want to control everything? Micromanaging my plants. Oh, actually, we had 2 that were kind of. Oh, see, this one was open. Oh, wait, no, that one's the one that fell out. That seed fell completely out. This is literally a shell of a seed. Nothing here. And this one, absolutely nothing happened. Now this one has taken over. It's taken over this whole thing. This is fascinating. I don't wanna rip it. Like I don't want to pull them out of here, but I'm gonna gently tear away the paper towel here, trying as hard as I can not to disturb any of the roots. Apparently there's some roots from other ones that I did rip away and I wasn't being careful enough. Alright, so we have multiple layers here. So it's a 2-ply paper towels. Alright, we're going to keep it as 1-ply there, or as 2-ply, because, yeah. Alright, so, she's calling you. Ripley's mom just goes, puppy, and Ripley starts barking. Ripley, no, go to bed. Go to bed. She knows when she barks, she's supposed to go to bed. No, she's supposed to go in the back and lay down. Right now, she's just kind of sulking over in the living room. Alright, so hopefully I'm not doing this guy a disservice. Well, I feel like I am. We'll put that all the way down, his root base all the way down there. A little bit of curling around so I can Put dirt on top of it. Alright. No plant likes having its roots disturbed. We want to give this guy a home where he's not completely confined. Alright, so we'll let that down, label him, and move on to the next one. I don't even know what's next in there. I just knew that these guys definitely needed to be pulled out and put into pots today. Pumpkin, 6, 6. I think we have some squash that's also ready. Some of the first squash. What was it called? Because we also have spaghetti squash. I'm probably going to have to go back and find the... Let me go find what kind of squash it is, because I'm definitely going to need to label those properly, because I have 2 kinds now. Alright, I had a notebook with all this information in it, but it seems like I have to go around digging directly to the seed packets. Alright, so this is Winter Squash Early Acorn Hybrid. So this is going to be an acorn type squash, but on the seed packet it looks very light colored. So, winter squash. Hold on, maybe we should, I'll write the thing for it. I'm going to write it so I don't forget. If I don't use it, I don't use it. It'll stick in there. All right. Next, we have Sumter cucumbers. These have sprouted. I'm not sure if they're ready for a pot yet, though. So Sumter cucumbers are a type of pickling cucumber. We do have some green here. Oh, my goodness. All right. Yes, some of these are definitely ready for a pot. This gets cleaned up later. All right. So we have cucumber, Sumter, 6, 6. Now these aren't as robust as the straight 8s that we did before, as far as how they sprout, and they're not as explosive. But they are sprouted. Can make this a bit easier on myself. Okay, little hole in there. Except everything is falling down. It is dry. It's quite dry. I don't know how wet it's supposed to be. Oh man. Cucumbers, it has been specifically noted in videos and whatnot, do not like having their roots disturbed. I really don't think any plant does. But I think it just means these guys are extra susceptible to it, like they're extra picky. I shouldn't say picky, particular. Alright, so cucumber Sumter, gently in there. Wet it down with plant food. Hopefully start off its nice little seedling life. I'm always so nervous doing this because none of them have really turned out right yet. A lot of them are extremely leggy. I have some outside. They've mostly all wilted. I kept them outside overnight last night for hardening. They're going to stay outside overnight tonight for hardening. I have a few in there that haven't gone out in the sun yet for a while. I'm thinking the sun might be too strong. So I'm probably gonna have to create some sort of like canopy or shade or something so they still get real sun, just not too much. And it's been demoralizing, frustrating, saddening, disappointing, a little bit of all of that. All right, Sumter cucumbers, that's what I'm doing. I have 2, maybe 3 more that can go in, and then the rest look like they are kind of non-starters. So these guys have also been in here for a week. Cucumber Sumter, 6, 6. And pot. I'm probably going to have to go out and get more pots. Hold on. There's instructions on the bag. Let's do this. All right. 4 seeds starting. Okay, well, I did it a little differently than this. Water, let drain. Keep moist and out of direct sunlight. That's kind of what the paper towel method is for established cuttings. Okay, well, I don't have established cuttings. Fill container with potting mix. Water thoroughly. Make hole with pencil ounces of water at first. Insert cutting, pressing mix around stems. Keep moist and out of direct sunlight. Lighting. Refer to seed packets. Watering. Vent it. After planting, remove immediately after seeds start to germinate. Okay, so that's sort of what I'm doing with this also. After the first true leaves form, transplant seedling into a potting mix or use Miracle-Gro garden soil to amend your native soil and then plant in ground. I mean, I'm kind of doing a hybrid here. Okay, well, I'm waiting. I've sprouted them. I'm moving them into a pot, and then I need to transplant them after real leaves form. Well, nothing has formed real leaves yet. That's my problem. That's where I'm at. No real leaves have happened. Alright, so I'm going to grab this guy. He fit right into that hole. I'll make sure his little head is not covered, but that his roots are. Alright. All I can do is hope for the best. And Cucumber Sumter. We have 1 or 2 more I'm seeing here. Oops, I put the bag down and realized I only did. Okay. Back in here. Now I'm trying to grab them between the white root and the first of the green. I don't know if that's an appropriate spot to take them, like to pick them up with the tweezers. It seems like the strongest and least damaging, but I could be entirely backwards. That could be a terrible place to try and grab it and pick it up. Bill, yeah! I mean, other than my stuff not getting past the, hey, I'm a leggy little seedling phase, like, I'm doing good. Alright. Got labels going on now, so I kind of have a rhythm of process. Hopefully it just isn't the wrong type of process. And these are cucumbers. If I could spell. Cucumber Sumter. So these are the ones that are going to be pickling sized. I also have pickle bush ones. Both Sumter and pickle bush are itty bitty pickling pickles. That's also a thing I'm going to try. I should probably get the spice mix ready. All right, so I have 1 more of these guys that's, maybe 2. One more that's really ready. I guess maybe I'll just keep the other three in there. There's one that's barely sprouting, and one that looks like he's a no-go, and one that has a tiny bit of a tail, but probably not ready for a thing. You can put more than one in a pot, even if they've already sprouted. I'm confused. Like I saw people doing more than one in a pot when you just put the seeds. It's like, now I know that these ones actually have promise. So, yes, streaming. I'm talking to Bill. Yeah, so I actually have one of my regular people who's actually been giving me advice over Discord. So thanks for that, Bill. Appreciate that. The established ones at Home Depot come with a few plants in each container. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't date the other ones. Well, that last one I didn't date. That'll be fine, because we're all going to have the same date. It's a sprout date. They put like 3 to 6 or more per pot. I mean, I am reusing my pots and my dirt. Like, for the ones that completely fail, I just kind of crumble it all up and throw it back in here. Does it help them to have more in a pot? Or is it just kind of like, well, if one fails, there's backups? Cucumber Sumter. Oh, so when I said in the message that I was going to try and do a Three Sisters mound, I'm actually going to attempt at just putting stuff directly into the soil, which sounds a little scary from all this that I've been doing. I know it's a lot more, well, in the hands of nature, but that's how nature intended things, right? Easier to keep more in a pot. All right, thank you. All right, so green peppers that have been soaking in here, trying to sprout. No paper towel yet. This is from an actual green pepper that we had here and used. Oof. Okay. These need to go into a paper towel. And it smells bad. Probably because they've been in there for a few days. I know, pen doesn't want to snap on. This is such a good pen for this too. Oh. Crap. It's really disappointing because this was actually a really nice pen for this process. But it's up to you. Yeah, I'm more nervous about putting multiples in a pot. Like, I don't want to crowd them. I don't want to, I don't know. Yeah, something with this pen was busted before, though, too. Ooh, look at that. I still got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that I don't think you're correct. It's more like I can't conceptually figure out, like, because then you have to thin them back. And I don't, if I'm having so much trouble getting them to sprout already, why would I want to have, the possibility of multiple, like, actually growing tall and getting leaves, and then I have to choose? Like my corn plant, that was really frustrating. I had 4 pop up in one pot, and like 1 pop up in all the others, and then die. And so great, I have 4 good ones in one pot. Awesome. And then, kind of duds in the rest. You don't thin yours back. Oh. Put the whole group of plants in the ground in one spot. Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, I don't know if corn would really work that well, because then they'd choke each other off, because they do get really big. Corn gets big. All right. Here we go with the green peppers. Let's see. There's a lot of green pepper in here. Like, there's a lot of seeds in here. I'm only going to pull the ones out that, I'll fill up as much as I can. But these are slippery little seeds. I'm not actually sure if these have even sprouted more than what I saw when I first took them out of the pepper itself. Well, it's possible that I'm just seeing the pepper attachments. Hey, Supra? You can't corn you space out, yeah. That was the corn one. You can't contribute to this conversation. Anyway, your brother's the one who maintains the plants in my house. I have no idea what I'm doing, Supra. I can sprout them. That I can confidently say. I have a process that I know how to sprout them. I can get a little tail, like a root tail, and I can get a little bit of green at the top. And that's as far as I can get so far. I have 1 plant out of probably, oh man, how many pots have I used so far? 40? I have 1 plant out of 40 that I think might actually survive. And I have a lot of maybes. I have like 6 maybes. Yeah, I rented a tilling machine today. We went to Home Depot. And so here's the thing. Jingles helped me. Well, we watched the video because Home Depot actually links you to videos on how to use a machine safely. So we went and got their equipment rental. Watched their video. I'm like, okay, cool. I think I can figure this out. Started it up on my own. I was honestly quite proud of that. Like times where I've tried to start up like a lawnmower, I have failed horribly. So being able to start up the tiller on my first try was pretty awesome. And I was able to till our whole area. We left probably like either a 6-inch or like, there's one area, there's like a pipe, so we left like a foot away from the pipe. But otherwise, the whole area got tilled. I'll go rake it tomorrow, so it's flat. And we were looking into the type of stones we want to use for a walking path, because it's a relatively big area. And we do want to be able to tend to the plants and pick them and all that. So we're talking about what we wanted to use for stepping stones. And it turns out, since both of us are kind of crafty DIY people, we came up with an idea that basically we are going to make our own cement stones. So, because I looked online and how much they cost, and I was like, I am not paying that. You have cherry tomatoes growing, that's about it. Yeah, usually we go to the Tustin Home Depot. But the Tustin Home Depot doesn't have an equipment rental, and well, we needed to rent the tiller. So we went to the Irvine Home Depot, which is, it carries different stuff. And we also need to do a propane exchange. So the propane exchange is in the gardening area, and the equipment rental is on the complete other opposite side of the store. And we went to the propane exchange, and while we were waiting for them to do it, I noticed that they had like tomatoes started. So they had tomatoes, peppers, like hot peppers, and cantaloupe that was like starting plants. You know, they're in a pot, they're already this tall, they have leaves, they're basically ready for transplanting. And I can't get my plants to that point yet. So I was like, maybe I'll go back to Home Depot tomorrow because I don't want to go out shopping 2 days in a row. Now, if we were not in the middle of a lockdown pandemic thing, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, okay, yes, let's do it. But COVID-19 still exists. Yeah, that's the thing. And when we go out, one of our rules, at least for me and Jingles, is that when we come back, change clothes in the garage, and then we immediately come inside and take a shower. Well, I already showered today. I don't necessarily want to shower again tomorrow. I don't like showering multiple days in a row. It dries my skin out and it hurts. So, my consideration, do I want to go shopping, is also follows like, well, do I want to take a shower? That is our current lifestyle. Established and ready to plant. Yeah, I know. So I do want to go back. And I know if I don't go back soon, I risk missing out on those plants. Like cantaloupe, I think would be really awesome to plant. I think cantaloupe would be amazing. Maybe the hot peppers. Like, I'm not a fan of tomatoes. I do have tomato seeds sprouted over here, and we'll be opening up that container today too. But I don't like eating them. They give me a stomach ache. There's very few tomatoes. Like, if they're aroma tomatoes, cool. But like, I don't like the other tomatoes. Ooh, Tabasco peppers. It didn't work out very well. Our former roommate, the place I lived before here, he grew his own peppers. Like he was all about it. He had a thing to measure soil. They would put like sulfur enrichments into the soil to make the peppers hotter. Like they were hardcore. I think we told some of this story. Was I streaming? I might not have been streaming when we told the story. I think we were just telling it to the roommates. But he makes his own salsa with it. Like, and he does like ghost peppers. Grow tomatoes from mom and a few friends. For mom and a few friends. Yeah. Do you do your stuff from seed though, or do you get the ones ready to transplant from the store? All right. So here's the thing. Once I fill up this paper towel, I'm gonna dump out the rest of these seeds. There's just so many of them. I don't need all these green pepper seeds. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do when like the tomatoes or the carrots starts. But actually, carrots I'm gonna need to do something with. I have no idea how I'm gonna deal with that. Actually, carrots I might put multiple in a pot because there's so many, and they just have the tiniest little tails. They're so small. Why are carrots so freaking small? Oh my god, carrot seeds are so tiny. But I would be super happy with a bell pepper, even if it's a tiny one. Even if it's like a bell pepper that's like maybe like 2 inches by 3 inches or something, but enough where I could cut it open. It would have seeds and have just a little bit enough for me to say, yes, look at that, and slice it up and have nice curly slices of green pepper. I'd be like, cool, I made a vegetable. Your dad loves the habanero pepper. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice long tail. How did I miss that one? Ooh. And basically, when I say tail, what I'm actually talking about is the first sign of a root coming out of these seeds. So the tails come out, they grow, and they turn into a little hairy root that's very sticky. Carrots put straight into the ground. Put seeds in ground and cover and water, and carrots will grow. Oh, cover and water. Okay. All right. Well, I have the carrots in a container here, so maybe tomorrow I'll drop them in the ground instead of doing the paper towel thing because they're soaking at the moment. Like they're in water like this. He got to a point where he ate so many that his doctor told him to stop eating spicy food. I've heard that happening. I've definitely heard of that happening, where you eat too much spicy food and you basically ruin your stomach. And like it just causes havoc on your system. All right, so I filled up the paper towel circle. The rest I'm going to go dump out. I'm going to put some fresh water in here because it is stinky. I'm going to wash it out a little. All right, actually, let me check the label. So my roommates use a service, like a food delivery service, and they offer to let us use their bell peppers because they don't like them. All right, and this just says green bell pepper, Olimpio Farms, Producto de Mexico. All right, well, I'm going to have to do some, actually, could one of you guys, if you're able to do some Googling for me? Oh, wait, I didn't need this much water. That's a lot of water. Google vegetables 4065, and let me know what type of green pepper it says that is. 4065. So here's a fun thing. Both Jingles and I used to work at grocery stores. If you notice, vegetables have that sticker on them. And that's basically how you ring up an item. Every vegetable and fruit that has that number, and especially if they're done by weight, they need that code. And it tells you specifically what type of peach you have, or pepper you have, or apple. Apple's a really good example because the United States has lots of different types of apples. I got a message on my phone and did a weird thing in my headset that was very strange. You wouldn't sprout carrots, usually just put them in the ground, covered with dirt. Cool. He's been hospitalized with breathing trouble. Oh, God, that sounds terrible, Subra. Do I have, I could use this device. My phone is actually, oh, you know what? I need to plug my phone in. It might be telling me it has low battery. I brought the charger, but I didn't actually put it into the wall yet. All right. That'd be really sad if it went offline. Well, so I'm still alive. Yay. All right, so we have green peppers that had sprouted a little bit and are now waiting to pop out of their seeds, germinate. All right, so those cucumbers are still waiting to come out. Those have been moved from the water into paper towels. And next we have peas. Oh, I'm so excited about these. These have been sprouting really, really well. And I heard from another gardening friend, just says green peppers. Well, dang it. Okay. So another one of my gardening friends, and she's like, I love planting peas because you can almost never go wrong with them. They're very hardy and they're easy. So it felt good to hear because I planted these. I tried to sprout these and I really didn't see any progress. However, I just had to wait a few more days. Look at all that. So we're going to bury these peas. I still need to do a little more research on if I need a trellis for these, if I need anything special. Some of these did not turn out very good. Like some of these are having issues. But I definitely have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are great and one that might be having problems. And then like 3 that are no-goes. These are hard to kill. So yeah, I need to see what special setup, how much shade they need, that kind of stuff. Put a little more dirt in here. Now, one of the things I did see when people were transplanting from, even though these are biodegradable cups, they were peeling them away. So that's something I'm going to have to keep in mind. Now, here's a question, Bill. Are these roots? Do peas have a lot of root going on? I'm not entirely sure how to plant it. This looks like leaves here at the top. And so I have 2 pieces. I have a piece going down. I have leaves at the top. Both of these all these seem to have 2 parts to them. I'm going to make the assumption that this is a root, and this is the leaves that goes to the top. A small trellis for them to climb up on? Okay. Go ahead and drop it in there and assume that's the root. Goes all the way down. Cover this up. Keep the leaf part facing. When you use cups like those, you plant the cups right into the ground. Okay. Well, I was planning on just putting them right into the ground. I figure that's why they're biodegradable. Alright, so put that in there and spraying it with our water and plant food mix. Get the dirt wet, get it down there so the root can get some, let that soak in. And these are Sugar Snap variety peas. Peas Sugar Snap. Actually, I think they might be called Sweet Sugar Snap, but I think these are also a 6.6. Yep, I also started these on 6.6. Your mom hated peas ever since she was little, but forces herself to eat fried rice. Aw. I like peas. They're sweet. I like that feeling when you bite into them and they kind of pop in your mouth. I like that. So this is sort of a weird little mixture of potting mix and peat that came with the pods. I didn't want to really waste any soil, especially since I'm kind of like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Until I really have a preference for soils and whatnot, I don't want to waste stuff. Especially since I don't know what's what does better where, et cetera, et cetera. A little bit of dirt on top here. Trying not to bury the leaf part too much. All right. I got peas, Sugar Snap. Like I said, I do have tomatoes in here, but I don't know how much I'm going to like it. Peas, Sugar Snap. 6. I got 3 more peas to plant and then 3 that are duds. Oh, I need to go get more cups. I went on Amazon and I ordered a package of 100. So, and then I had gotten a package of 20 the first time I went out shopping. So I know I have 120 pots. And if I go through all of them, that's how many I know I have. At least how many I've tried to start. And I don't want to say this hobby has been inexpensive, because it's not. I'm trying to get all the pieces I need to do this appropriately and whatnot. I got the pots. I got this that came with the pot, so the labels came with it. I had these ahead of time. I bought the seeds. The seeds themselves are probably, I don't know, altogether I probably spent $15 on seeds. And I've grabbed other ones from actual vegetables and stuff I'm using in the kitchen. The green peppers, the potatoes, the spaghetti squash, which is in here. I'm excited to see the spaghetti squash. What else? Oh, and I have red peppers. I also have red pepper seeds in here. So red pepper, green pepper, potatoes, spaghetti squash. That all came from my kitchen. I didn't buy seeds for that. I'm trying to grow them from the thing I use. Oh, and green onions. I just chopped those off the top and planted them directly into the soil. Except I think I was supposed to probably put them in water first. Some of them are doing okay. I should probably go water those in a bit. we've got more peas. Sugar snap peas. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Put in a sugar snap pea. And try to find the part that is the leaf. Keep that up top. That one went in so nicely. Like, okay. Peas, sugar snap. Maybe tomorrow I'll stream again and I'll go outside and show you guys the garden, which is really a plot of dirt right now. Actually, I should call it a plot of soil. Previously, now Jingles was telling me, because I asked him, I'm like, what's the difference between dirt and soil? And he said, my teacher would tell me that dirt is what you find under your fingernails. Soil is what you put plants in. I was like, okay, well, we have a dirt patch over there because it was so dry, completely baked. There's no way you were putting any plants in it. But now, after today, after we tilled it up, hey, FDSF. Hi. You don't have a category? What? It should be gardening. It definitely should be. I don't even know if I can fix that from here. Let's see. Followers, uses, blah, blah, blah. Here's followers. Edit? What happens if I hit that edit button? Oh, manage stream, yes. Sprouted seeds in the pot, select category. Awesome. Garden. Gardening. Oh. Gardening guide, apocalypse gardening. I thought gardening was actually a category. Because it's not a game. Garden? Weird. Gardening. Gardening guide, educational game, Gardening Mama 2, Forest Friends, and Apocalypse Gardening. Does it show crocheting? Well, that's not a category. It would be, I know crocheting was a category. Was it not? No, that was makers and crafters. So maybe this is makers and crafters. I'm not really making or crafting necessarily. Gardening is probably a tag. Gardening. Boop. Yep. All right. Done. That should update to makers and crafters. What else should it be if it's not makers and crafters? What other art? What other category should it be? All right. Can I get back to chat now? All right. So the last thing I saw was you don't have a category. It should update. I guess I'm making plants. I wouldn't say I'm crafting plants. But I don't really make them either. The seeds make them. Ugh. Okay, so that pea there, that is nasty. It's squishy and bad. That's sticky. That will be thrown away. So I hope you're doing well, FDSS. All right, trying to get this covered, but not bury it. It's a fine little line there. All right. It's a bad seed. Yep. There's 3 of them in here I would call bad seeds. And actually maybe 4. I don't think I'm going to plant this last one. It has a tail, but it's all brown and looks pretty shrivelly. So I think we're just going to let that one also go. Makes me a little sad. I do have more peas though. So I could try and sprout them a little later and see if I get more. especially if they're hard to kill. Or actually, I might try and put them straight into the ground. Well, I would probably soak them first because it did take a long time for these to even like show any sign of opening up. So I would probably soak these and then put them in the ground. That's how I would handle the peas. Alright, so we're going to empty this out. Actually, this needs to be emptied out also so I don't accidentally try to plant them later. Take that off and the label. Take the pumpkin and the label off because these guys are not going to grow. Alright, I'll wash them out later. Should wash my hands right now. Oh, getting a little slimy and icky. It probably died. Yeah. It did not look like it would continue growing and thriving. All right. Next, I don't even know what we're pulling out next. Is this whatever? Okay. We have, this was our spaghetti squash. Okay, this needs a bit of fresh water. It's a bit gross. But these have not sprouted yet. I expect these to take quite a few days, similar to the other squash, similar to the pumpkin. They seem to need a little longer to actually pop out of the seed. Oh no, I'm losing some down the drain. That's really kind of sad. Alright. I'm trying to do this in a way where I do not lose seeds out down the drain, but I feel like I'm failing. They're pretty slippery and they can slide right through small little cracks. Alright, dump out some of the water and fill it up with new water. Alright. So yeah, these spaghetti squash I just put in on the 10th. They've only been in here for, maybe a week or two for squash or pumpkin. So like they just look like regular old seeds. I didn't even wash them off last time, before I put them in here. I literally took them straight out of the squash and right in here, which is why the water was a little gross. Alright, so those guys still get to hang out in some water, chilling. We have, next, carrots. These are the carrots. Let's see how these look. I will put these directly into the ground tomorrow. They have sprouted some tails. Some of these are kind of long. Alright, yeah, they have tails. So you say carrots should go directly into the ground. So I'll drop these in tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't have a plot ready for them yet, mentally. Do you know if they need a lot of shade, if they like sun, if they pair well with something else? Because these are going to have to go, like I said, these will go in the ground tomorrow. I did get some, I got some like nylon string so I can mark off where I've planted stuff. I was kind of hoping to find like more like a ribbon, like the plastic ribbon, so it's more visible so I wouldn't step on stuff or trip over it. All right, next is squash. So this is the one that I marked before, the winter squash early acorn hybrid. Now I do expect some of these to be ready. All right, they're not as ready as the pumpkins were. I don't know if they're ready enough to put in a pot. The reason I say this is because I only see tails. I don't see any green. So there really wouldn't be anything for me to put above the surface of the dirt. Carrots and radishes in the same area. I don't think I have carrots and potatoes, but from what I read, or what I was reading up on, it sounds like potatoes are a resource hog. Yeah, I would weigh that one. Thank you. Yeah, the potatoes are a resource hog, so I probably don't want to put other stuff too close to it. All right, and we're in our last container. This is the red bell peppers. Oh, wait, no, there's one more container after this. So red bell peppers. We put these in on June 9th to start soaking. We put them in the paper towel not too long ago. I don't expect these to be ready. Yeah, not really. But most of these have sprouted really nice tails. We've got some really good roots started on them. I'm very happy with that. Especially since they've only been in here for like 4 days. That's pretty awesome. So those are not ready for any sort of movement yet. This should be the pickle bush cucumbers. No, these are tomatoes. Where are my pickle bushes? I don't... So, the stuff, see, this is where the problem comes in. I didn't label it. I didn't label the pickle bush cucumbers when I pulled them out of the container, which means that the ones I transplanted the other day are the pickle bush ones, but they got mixed in with straight 8s. So you know how I'm doing this awesome labeling thing right now? I totally did not do it the other night. So they're mixed up. Yeah, they'll still grow. That's true. They will still grow. I just won't know what's what. Now, I mean, I'll know what's what when I don't get any bigger than like 4 inches, because that will let me know that there's pickles. So it's frustrating. I wanted to do well. I wanted to feel organized and stuff. All right, so tomatoes. Do you have any advice for tomatoes from seeds? Ooh, because this looks like it's ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, so before I even pull up the paper towel, like take a look at how much is being pushed up. Like there's a seedling in there that is ready to go. That's so cool. It's Goofy looks like, oh my god, I thought I did. Ah, okay, so like this is a little like forest, a tiny little forest of tomato seedlings. I'm gonna take a picture. Oh, I can't take a picture because my phone is there, and my actual camera is like the battery's dead. All right, I'm gonna try and get this up close. Maybe later I can like pull a still off the video. But it's a tiny little forest of tomatoes. All right, now these ones, because they are so small, I probably will try putting like 3 in a pot, because otherwise I'm going to be potting forever today. So yeah, hopefully putting 3 in a pot, I'll get something, to get a nice thick stem. The instructions say use a pencil. I kind of want to stop using my finger, because part of it is like it's getting too big, especially if I'm going to make 3 holes. Do I have a pencil? I do outside. I'm going to grab my pencil and use that to make holes. Alright, so a mechanical pencil. 12-hour stream potting vegetables. Yeah, no thank you. Wow. See, unfortunately, that's like the coolest part so far of what's been happening. And I say unfortunately because it's like that's about where it ends. I take them outside, they start dying. My guess, my issue with taking them outside and stuff is that they might actually, like, the sun might be too strong for them. Like, maybe I'm trying to harden them too fast. However, if they're inside, they start getting super tall and leggy. So apparently that's bad. I'm trying not to do that. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and grab these a little further down the root because they are kind of deep into the paper towel there. All right, so this little one, oh, they're so small though. Like comparatively, they're so small. Like to all the other stuff I've been working with. They're itty bitty. And like while they're standing up inside there, they're not standing up in the container here. See, I already feel like I've screwed it up. Alright, so we're gonna pack dirt all around it. I don't remember what kind of tomatoes these are to label them correctly. Oh my god, I feel like I've already fucked this up so bad. I keep flopping over. What did I do wrong? Yeah, I feel like I've already crushed it, and that was like one of the best ones. Alright, we're just gonna move on, grab this guy. He's not stuck to the thing. We'll drop him in a hole. Gently, gently. I will be less intrusive with him than I was with the other one. They will still pop out of the ground in the container. Alright, now I'll grab another one. Well, part of it is, like, when I'm pulling them out of the paper towel, I feel like I might be ripping the roots a little. So, like, that's a feels bad, man. Like, really bad. Okay. So use a tiny bit of more to work with here. Just a tiny bit more. Alright, so these guys are super small. There's 3 of them in here. I'm never going to see these unless they actually, like, grow. Alright, so spraying them with the water and plant food mix. You got 3 potentially fab little tomato plants there. Alright, I don't remember what kind of tomatoes these are. They're just going to be called tomatoes. But I think I sprouted these on 6.6 also. Tomatoes, 6.6. I'll look up later which tomatoes. So those are getting 3 per pot because they're so small. This is still going to take a long time because, like, almost all the seeds sprouted. Almost all of them have, like, a nice, tall root thing. And since they're tomato seeds, There was a lot of them. Okay, I think I figured out a better way to plant these. But don't do stupid stuff like knock it over. So since these are mostly growing in like an L shape rather than, a straight up and down, I will plant them in the L shape. Wait till they get to the 12-hour stream potting seeds. Yeah, I mean, it's Saturday night. I don't really have any plans tomorrow. So, we could totally do 12-hour stream planting tomato seeds. That's a thing that can happen. Jingles would probably wonder what the heck was wrong with me. Alright, so we got one in here. Okay, so it's going to try and do an L-shaped planting. So we'll make a spot there. Pull out the next. We're going to use tweezers because my fingers are too big for this tiny little tomato forest. It snapped! The root's still in there and it snapped. Let me try with the angled ones. That feels real bad. I have one here that doesn't even have a seed on it because, it's already past that point. The seed fell off. Come on, don't snap. I'm so afraid to tug on him now. Oh my goodness, this is super stressful. Whoever said gardening is a relaxing hobby has never done it. I'm just gonna throw this out there. What the heck? Okay. What, 3 down, 4, 5 down, another 60 to go? Okay. 3 little tomato seedlings in here. And I'm pretty sure I lost, a few years of my life. Worrying about them. Oh, gosh. Blood pressure is elevated. Alright, plant food water mixture. Label. Tomato 6-6. Oh. Oh, goodness. Well, here's a pumpkin. This is probably the best one so far of the night. I mean, this guy is like raring to go. He's large, he's healthy, he's just ready to go. It's one of the jack-o'-lantern type pumpkin seeds. Okay, next tomato. Is this the last one? Yes. All right, guys, the tomatoes are the last one I'm planting tonight. Thank God, because I don't know how much more I could take of this kind of stuff. Okay. We've got this. We've got seeds that I have to carefully plant. I'm working on one of the larger ones now. Trying to get this out without breaking the root. It's like doing breaking surgery. They grew into the paper towel. And trying to get them out, to put them in dirt. Very stressful. And I've been checking them every day. They weren't this big yesterday, but one day I have now a little tomato forest. Okay, I got one. And that root did break a bit. I'm just trying not to focus on that. I mean, I really don't want to cry on stream. Oh, that one was nice and easy. No breakage. It was wet enough where it just slid right out. Awesome. Okay, so that's two. Look how fast that was. Gardening is supposed to relax you, not stress you out. So I've heard. But again, trying to get these little guys off the paper towel. It's like surgery. Okay, and 3. Alright, so those 3 went in pretty quickly. Alright, I'm very happy at how fast that went. I do not expect the rest to go that fast, but, maybe they will surprise me. Alright, put the paper towel in the dirt. I mean, I would probably have one giant tomato plant. It will still grow. Maybe for the last few, maybe I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just put the paper towel in the dirt. And we'll just see what happens there. I mean, that might work out pretty well. All right, so I'll grab this big one here. So that might be the problem. It is the more established ones because they have a bit more of a root system going on rather than just a single root. That might be my issue trying to get the big ones out. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the smaller ones because they probably just have a single one that I can pull straight out rather than that plus branching bits. Alright, so we have one in here. And here's two. I'm going to have to cover this one with some of the topsoil. Because I just put peat in this one. And it's pretty, it's pretty rough terrain for a little seedling. Here we go. 3. A little sproutling. Alright. Maybe it'll be fine with just the peat. Seems to be setting in once I water it here. Well, water, plant food it. Give that a little few seconds to soak in. You got like 20 tomato plants going, they'll be okay. Alright. But are they like 20 in the same, 4-inch area? Tomato forest. Alright, so I have what? 4 containers of tomatoes. That means I have 12 tomato plants already ready to go. Maybe I'll take some of Blue Feather's advice. He's like, I just throw seeds in the ground. And now that I have the ground tilled, I might be able to pull that off. Okay. And grab this one. Yes, the whole tail came out. That's great. Now I just need to get it covered. Excellent. That went in very nicely. 1. Here's 2. Make a little spot for it. Cover it up. Try and find the head of it. I don't know where it went. We'll just kind of keep it in there though. And then we'll put seed number 3 over here. I need to stop trying to be so perfectionist about it, otherwise I'm never going to get any of these. I'm just going to be here all night. That's another one that broke off, but we're just going to plant it in here anyway. Along with another one. Maybe they can help each other grow. Let's see. 20 in the area of 15 feet long and 12 feet long. Right? That's so many tomatoes. Alright. Tomatoes. 6, 6. Because that's when I started soaking them. I planted my first batch inside the peat pods on Mother's Day, so May 14th. I've been at this for almost a month. Is that really only 3 weeks? So it will be a lot for everyone. Yes, so I've been playing gardener for 3 weeks now. wipe this off. It's starting to get a little like too wet and full of dirt. All right. Okay, we got this one here. That seems to go straight into the hole very nicely. Yeah. That's great. That one turned out really well. Excellent plant. Yes. Excellent planting attempt. Okay. Alright, and this one needs to definitely be an L shape. Cover its roots over there. The plant there. It's very close to the other one. You know what? That's okay. We're just going to say that's okay. Make a spot. And grab this little guy here. Nope, just snapped it right off. That's awesome. We'll plant him in there anyway. Make a spot for a different one. So we'll put 4 plants in here because I totally like beheaded one. I need to keep this close. Question mark? What's the question mark for? Oh my god, I keep breaking them. Basically what's happening is the roots are staying stuck in to the thing and I'm only getting like the head bit with the seed and the stem. Alright, we're gonna stop. That's just 3 broken ones right there. Holy crap. Jukiholic, hello. Did you do peat moss just by itself the first time? 5 of what, Jockey? Did you peat moss just by itself the first time? Yes. Yes, I did just do peat moss. It was like the little peat moss pods. The Jiffy Pods is the brand name. 5 of the plants. Sure, go ahead and try and guess which. I have a lot, so you'll be able to hit quite a few of them. But yeah, I did try just peat pots first. Okay, so the 5 on the bottom, these 5? Like, I have bottom of... I mean, you might be able to read the labels even. Okay, so these don't grow very good in just peat moss by itself. You know, that actually makes me feel a lot better. Because what happened is, I wiped down the peat moss, I put the seeds in, I covered them up, and like, over half of them molded inside the peat moss. Oh no, the ones, oh, down here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. 5 cups on the bottom. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different plants in there. So if you try to guess 5, you won't be able to get 5 because there's only 4. There's many different seeds or many different plants in cups. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so most of them have 4 different ones. What are the other 2 below that? When you say below, I'm not sure. I think you mean closer to the camera. So the one I'm pointing into, this one, and this one. So these four, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all different. Sort of outside the screen, lower. This one and this one, can you see these ones that the Sharpie's in? I mean, you can go ahead and guess. And I would say it doesn't matter which ones you guess. I mean, because I am doing a lot of common ones. And I did do a wide variety because I chose ones that I like. So there's 2 out of sight and 3 above them. Okay, well, there's 4 above it. Well, Bill probably knows what you're talking about. A year later, you did Pete and Miracle-Gro, and everything grew that year. Okay, that's good to know. That's really good to know, actually, Bill. Because the second time around, what I did, it was kind of like Pete on the bottom and Miracle-Gro covering around the seed. So maybe if Pete's like the bad thing. Ceres. Nope. I don't think I have a single grain. I'm not actually growing any. Well, no, that's incorrect. I think there's one thing I'm growing that's technically a grain, but I'm not sure. 2, Anita. Oh, you're just naming them? Okay. That's fine, too. I can go ahead and name them. So no peat moss by itself. Awesome. This is all peat moss in the bucket here, and that's why I'm mixing it in, because I kind of felt like that may have been the problem. Petrol? No, there's no petrol. And so right now what I'm putting in, I'm just kind of mixing it up randomly. Candace and Samuel. I thought when you said name them, I thought you were going to guess what I was doing. But actually, maybe I'll do that. 5, 1. All right, so where's I thought I had a different marker. So we'll start here. So number 1, Ceres. And these are sugar snap peas. 2, Anita, also peas. No, I haven't been naming them. Petrol. And these are Sumter cucumbers. Candace. Sumter cucumbers. And Samuel. Okay, and those are peas. So you have peas, peas, cucumber, cucumber, peas. There you go. Yeah, I've been having such bad luck with them that I'm not ready to name them. I'm not going to name them until they go in the ground because, yeah. But you named them, so that's cool. So when you come back to the stream, and I'll be doing like outdoor streams, and I'll be like, and this is Anita, and the reason she grew up so well and she's producing so many peas is because Jockey Holic is the one who named her. That is how that's going to go. Maybe that's it. Maybe I haven't been loving on my seeds enough, and like they just need names and love and not to be a number. Oh my gosh, I've been such a terrible plant mama. Like, wow, you guys are cucumbers. Look what you're going to do for me. You're going to make the most amazing pickles. Instead of being like, but I don't want to be a pickle. I want to grow up, and I want to be a fresh salad. Why would you relegate me to being just a pickle? Yeah, maybe that's it. They're upset that I'm not paying attention to their life goals. Alright, so we got this one planted. Philip is a pickle. Yeah, they're upset with me. That's why they refuse to grow. The watermelons are probably mad at me because I didn't give them enough water. And then the other ones got mad at me because I gave them too much water. You guys are making fun of me. I don't want to rip the roots again. This is heartbreaking. Fuck, I think I did. Exactly, that's why. Do you have any orchids? I do not. I do not. Does the host have any orchids? I do. Yeah, no orchids. I'm doing only vegetables. I need to look into nasturtiums. Someone said that those are edible. I really only want to make a garden if it benefits me. Again, this is probably why my plants are so mad at me. Because I really only want to grow them to eat them. I mean, I probably wouldn't grow either then. I knew that's why. She wants to do what? Oh, hell no. Dies. Alright, so we got 3 in here. You try to name your plants in the windowsill. See, I haven't ever really had plants before. I was saying earlier, I've almost always had cats. And there's so many plants that are poisonous for cats, so I just never had any at all. I still have my forest here. Like I've been putting 3 or 4 plants into each cup, and I still have a little forest inside the. Oh my God, it's taking forever. Petunias and Petunia and Petalumia are green onions. Oh, I could name my green onions. I haven't done that. Right. I have 5 green onions. Fuck. I'm so bad at this. Alright, note to self, tomatoes are terrible to start like this. Bad idea. Yep, really bad idea. I've snapped like so many now. Bill, I might be coming to the part where I just plant the paper towel in the ground. Monita is oh, that's so cool. They're very pretty names. Sweet. I did not break that one. Okay. Not all is lost. It's usually established to plant them in the ground. Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and do that if I make a trip out to Home Depot tomorrow. Maybe I'll cause I'll definitely pick up cantaloupe if it's still there. Definitely pick up the cantaloupe, and maybe I'll see if there's a brand or a variety of tomato that like calls out to me. Like the only reason I started tomatoes is because everyone was like, "Are you doing tomatoes?" And I'm like, "No, I hate tomatoes." And I'm like, "Oh, I very." So the next time I went out to the store, I'm like, everyone keeps asking me about tomatoes. I should get some. Might as well plant them. Everyone's asking about them. Ugh, tomatoes. So that's why. So it's your fault. That's why I have tomatoes. People bugged me about them too much, so I got them. All right. Oh, you're gardening. You're planting tomatoes? No, kiss off. I'm like, yes. I think I'm okay to plant the paper towel in the ground with what's left in there because those are all the really tall ones that have established root systems. You grow them for everyone else. Yeah, and I don't want to screw up those established root systems. So I checked them early yesterday, but I didn't check them in the evening yesterday. So that's probably why they got so far. So yeah, paper towel. The tomatoes will be planted in the ground with the paper towel here. Because otherwise I'm just going to drive myself absolutely crazy trying to figure out how to pull them out, or crying, ending up in tears because I ripped the roots. Actually, I'll put the tomatoes on top because I know I'm going to do something with them. The rest of these, yeah, I just need to, like, you know, hang out in the dark and sprout more. All right. So yeah, I can fit 9 containers in here at once. Anything else, like, it won't fit. So we did a little bit of everything today. Like, we got the pumpkins in the pot. We got the Sumter cucumbers in the pot. There's still some more Sumters in here trying to do their thing. We got the peas in the pots and the tomatoes in the pots. And we have one more tomato here that's going to be, well, one more tomato. We have like 5 of them in there. That's going to go straight into the ground. Because paper towels, yo. All right. Oh, yawning. All right, I'm going to clean these guys off. I know Jingles will not appreciate it if I put his tools back dirty. I do need to get my own set of tweezers. Because, yeah, I need to stop borrowing his. Because someday he'll need to use them the same time I need to use them. One giant tomato bush, yeah. It will be at one giant tomato bush. Okay, so this guy, and this. I didn't even need to open up the second bag of potting mix yet, but we're getting pretty low on this, so we probably will next time. I'm actually really glad I had this extra container hanging around, so I could, because like I said, this is all peat moss. This is all from those pods that, you know, did not do so well. One giant tomato bush. Yeah, so that means, oh man, if I'm doing tomatoes, it means I need to go out and get a cage for them too, huh? I don't have any cages. I need a watermelon trellis. I didn't get any of that. I have some bamboo sticks in my cart. My Home Depot cart. Too much peat moss. Maybe I'll spread it out over the garden, like when I actually get something planted. if something finally gets to the point where it's established, and then I can use the peat moss on top. Because some of the videos I was seeing, they put straw on top of it to prevent the heat from frying the roots. I'm assuming the peat moss can do the same type of thing. All right, I need to go outside, and I'm going to grab one of the trays. And I'm going to bring one of the trays in here, stick all this stuff on it, and the tray can stay inside for the night. I was going to leave both trays outside, but I'll show you what I have in there, and we'll check on their progress and why I'm disappointed. Because there's a lot to be disappointed about. All right, it'll be a minute or two. You might hear some screeching if I go out of range. Oof, it is chilly. It's really not that chilly out. What is the temperature out there? It's like 60 degrees, but it's significantly cooler than the 90 it was earlier. All right, so I actually had to move out some of the other ones so I had enough space. These 4 here were doing really well, but they've since shriveled up. This was a piece of corn that was doing pretty well, has now since shriveled up. This corn, I think, is doing okay. It's pretty hard to tell. This corn also might be coming back from the dead, but I'm pretty sure these are the original. These are some of the original ones I planted, peat moss only. So they're hardy little dudes. Oh wait, is this coming out of the bottom already? Is this his roots? Oh, no wonder he might be having problems. He might need more space to spread out. Well, crap. Okay. That would explain that. But that would not explain these other guys. Like, this guy started growing out the side. So, yeah, these guys had things in them. I think all 4 of these are dead. Completely dead. Are they dry or they're moist? The roots are probably, they're kind of dry. I didn't want to keep overwatering them. The roots could be impacted because it is peat moss. Like, the peat moss seemed very, okay, I'll water them. Now, here's my question. Do I water from the top? Or should I put like a little layer of stuff on the bottom for it to soak up? Because I was also hearing I'm not supposed to water the leaves. That's bad. I should water just the soil. But I'm like, well, what about the bottom? Corn. I'm going to start putting these in here. Tomatoes. 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 I don't know if I can fit 4 in here. It looks like I want to do 3. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Oh my God, so many tomatoes. You plant right in the ground like carrots and radishes. Okay, I'll put the corn in tomorrow. Now this one, I would say this is about 4 inches. This guy, I might actually put in and start with the, I was talking about the Three Sisters mound. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can put a link. There's a PDF I found online, or somebody sent it to me. Oh, excuse me. Sumter cucumbers. And it's a really cool idea where you plant the corn. So you make a mound, and in the center, you plant the corn. Once the corn gets to 4 inches, like this guy, in the 4 corners, or 4 directions, you put beans. And you wait like another 2 weeks for those to grow. And then, on the other side, you put squash. So what happens is, the corn grows, the beans climb up the corn, and then the squash, or I think like pumpkin or any of the gourd types you could plant out there, their big leaves will actually shade the roots of all of them. So it's a very it's symbiotic relationship between them. So that's the 3 sisters. It sounded like a cool idea, so I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so these are the Sumter cucumbers, these are the peas. I'm going to throw peas here. You should go ahead and tomatoes over here. Sumter. Alright. And then peas, I said? Oh, wait, the peas. There we go. That makes more sense. Peas. Pumpkin. I'm not going to have enough space. I was afraid of that. Pumpkin. I'm going to fit one more pumpkin in here. This is the last thing I have. Last pumpkin. Squish it in there. Alright, cool. Yay. These guys get to stay inside overnight. So this guy will be put into the ground in the morning. I'll probably have to try to, put him in the ground in the morning. Well, morning whenever I get up. Oh, and tomorrow is Sunday, so in Animal Crossing, don't forget to buy your turnips. Actually, you told me I needed to water stuff. I'm going to water root. Only watering the ground part of it. However, Bill, I do have an update on the cucumbers we did last time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that look pretty good still. There's a 6th one that has fallen over. Does not look so good. But these guys are getting leggy, just really long and no new leaves. So I don't know what to do about them. The soil's still kind of moist. It's spongy. So I don't want to water them and screw them up. Yeah, fun. Actually, I need to bring this out at the same time. Okay, guys. About it for me. I got no more plant stuff for this evening. and let's see, put in the ground, you can probably plant them. The corn or those cucumbers. You think those cucumbers can actually go in the ground and they'd be okay? And one of the things Jacob and I was talking about is the place we're going to plant stuff, like our garden that we just tilled today. It's in the sun for almost all day long. We noticed that like between 4 and 5 it starts getting shady, and like it's hot. One of the things he mentioned, and something I've been considering, was maybe putting up some sort of cloth. So it still gets sun, but it's not so intense. Because I'm pretty sure when I bring those little seedlings out, I'm frying them every day, to harden. But like, the sun is wicked. It's really intense. I can't imagine it's actually good for them. Now I get if I was back home in Minnesota, how that would make sense. Just have to make sure, we're outside of the frost season and all that. But I can't imagine the California sun being great for those little seeds at this time of the year. Okay, well, my Kindle's about to die, and I need to go to bed. It's like 12:30, so I'll see you guys later. And I might do a live stream in the garden tomorrow. Set up the camera on a tripod and whatnot, and just plant and talk again. All right, I gotta go. Bye. Oh, you saw the puppy? Oh, you can see her right now? Oh, she laid down. I can see now that I have alright, the battery's at 82% on the phone. Ripley. We'll go say hi to the puppy. She's all laying down really sad because, like, nobody's giving her attention. Hey, Ripley. Yeah, oh, yeah, see, she just wants attention and love. She's so sad. She's not getting enough. Oh. You being cute and adorable? You being cute and adorable for the camera? Yeah. Little girl likes to get into stuff and eat stuff she's not supposed to. So a few weeks ago, she had to go to the vet, and they had to give her a little IV and shave her little paw. Didn't they? They had to shave your paw. But yeah, she will sit like this waiting for someone to come up to her and pet her and all that stuff, because nobody here gives her any attention. Oh, goodness. I'm sure you guys have never known animals like that. But okay, I do have to head out, and I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of the puppers. Oh, she's like, more. All right, bye, everyone.